Good afternoon, everyone. It's Helena here from Scratch Magazine, and I'm so delighted to be joined by someone that I've known for a very long time and always fascinates me with what she's up to. It's the fabulous Kirsty Meakin.
Hello, everybody. Well, it's not saying go say good morning. It's not. It's good afternoon now.
You're wishing the time away because we either want to get into the pub or get back into the salon. That's exactly what we're up to, isn't it?
Definitely, definitely.
Well, for those of you that don't know, and I'm sure there's not any of you, Kirsty doesn't really need an introduction, but I'm going to give one anyway. So Kirsty is one of the most esteemed nail artists in the entire world. So we are super privileged to have her on live with us today. You've won over, 100 or so nail titles? Yeah. Probably lost count now, I think.
I have, to be honest.
So many, and there isn't really an aspect of the nail industry that you haven't put your mark on, really. You've been a judge, a competitor, a brand owner, an influencer, an educator, a little bit of everything, really.
Yeah, I have, yeah. Fingers in all the nail pies. All the nails in all the pies.
Fantastic. So, I mean, the last 12 months has changed people's roles quite significantly, and I think you've had quite a few changes in your focus and your direction. So tell us all about what you've been up to in the last 12 months.
So I normally teach one-to-one classes as well, and then obviously pandemic happened. So and I was so reluctant to go online because I don't think there's anything quite as good as teaching face-to-face. But we went online and it was really successful. You know, we do 2-hour classes. We say the 2-hour, they always run over because we always have a good old chat and a chin wag and sort of get that social side in as well. And then we made a decision to leave Neo Nails to venture out and do our own YouTube channel. So that's obviously taken a lot of work behind the scenes, obviously camera equipment, studio. We are also developing the Kirsty Meakin range. So there's loads to come from that. So that takes a lot, like product development takes a lot of time because we want everything to be absolutely perfect. We don't want to just go to a manufacturer and white label a product. Everything that we will produce that's coming out has been done to our specifics. We've created it ourselves and made it, it's different because we just didn't want to be like everybody else's food. We want to be a little bit different. But yeah, so the YouTube channel, we kicked it off with some archive footage that we'd filmed. What year was it, Adam?
2017, we had a hiatus from Neo.
Yeah.
So me and Kirsty did 6 days of filming, 5 days of filming, and we had like 25 videos. And they've just been sat on a hard drive for that whole time. So we just thought, bugger it, we'll put them out and see what people think.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And it was really weird seeing the old Kirsty Meakin.
Without... You mean the young Kirsty Meakin?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a comment from the background, isn't it?
So yeah, we both decided to go on his own. We are business owners together. We both, own the businesses, and we haven't just got one business. We've got the product business together, and we've also got AK Social, which is our YouTube social media business as well. So don't get me wrong, it was a hard decision. I say it was an easy decision, but it was hard because we knew the mountain we were going to have to climb to, Neo Nails had gone to 1.7 million subscribers, from what was it originally when we started?
When I started about 2 months after you, and it was, I think, about 300,000 people.
So
which was all right.
Yeah,
that was good.
Still good.
But we took it way better than that.
Yeah. So
Excellent.
what that's our goal is to get, you know, as many subscribers, as many viewers. We want to be able to deliver content that is educational, fun, and very true and open, really authentic, really organic. So we work with a lot of different brands. We use a multitude of brands. So I want to be able to give my honest opinion, and that it's when you're working for a company and you're tied into a company. I kind of felt like I was turning into a salesperson, and that's not what I am. You know, I'm creative, I love nails, and I want to give my open and honest opinions about products and use all the good stuff that's out there, and you know, and give those other brands an opportunity to grow as well. So that's predominantly what this new YouTube channel is about.
And that's fantastic. And I think that, you know, because you are Kirsty Meakin, you have had such an industry journey that's been quite incredible and is so renowned and well known. You are in that fortunate position where you can do that now. But what advice would you give to people that are either just starting out in nails or have maybe just started their own brand and they want to maybe do their own YouTube videos or a little bit more YouTube content? What advice would you give for delivering that?
It needs to be relatable, and you need to be true to yourself. There's no point like putting a face on and pretending you're something that you're not. And I think it's quite apparent on my videos that I'm just me, and you know, we're quite relaxed. I think, you know, in the early days of doing content, maybe I was a little bit more and a bit more stern, and then I just came out of my shell, and I'm just me. So great content, fun, keep things fun, engaging. You know, you're not going to get that engagement if you're quite robotic. Don't get me wrong, some people like just a straight generic tutorial. If you feel like you're not confident on camera, then you know, you can do your voiceovers, so when you feel a little bit more calm, or you can do it with music and do it with subtitles. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but I think just keeping everything really relatable. I mean, we've upped our game. I've got, you know, we've got Adam. Adam's like, you know, a director, a producer. He produces films. He's got all the knowledge when it comes to camera equipment. Like, you should see our camera equipment that we have here now. It's like next level. I've got 4 cameras on me. They are the highest quality you can get. We're lucky to have an editing team as well. You know, Adam's got a team of editors that work with us. We've got a great graphic designer. So if you're, you know, maybe launching your own brand, it is worth investing in good marketing and great equipment.
I think I would say, to be honest, when you first start out, you can just do it, keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, go back to, if you like a YouTuber, go back to their first video and see what that video was like, and I will guarantee you it'll be garbage.
Yeah.
Or they've either probably deleted it. So like the lighting will be terrible, the sound will be terrible, their present will be terrible. But it's about repetition, and it's about sort of just building up. You can't go in right at the top, because nobody, well, unless you've got ridiculous amount of money. Then why are you doing it if you've got ridiculous amount?
I think the same can be said for, you know, starting out in the nail world. You start somewhere, and as that confidence grows, the more that you practice, the more that you do, the more polished and refined it becomes. So same for nails, same for video as well. And I think, you know, your YouTube channel now, it's Kirsty Meakin. It's quite easy to find. We'll pop the link below afterwards. But your YouTube channel out, what kind of content are you looking forward to producing in the next couple of months?
Well, we can do anything we want. That's what's nice. You know, we obviously predominantly going to be doing nail tutorials, but we can venture into makeup, prosthetics. You know, I could be making some nails because I'm doing some claws for one of the films that Adam's working on. So we can, you know, do behind the scenes content on that. And I'm just really looking forward to being able to create the craziest nails that I've ever created, but also doing nails that other people can recreate that are easy to do. So we're going to have quite a big, you know, variety of things that'll be on here, but we want to do vlogging stuff as well, don't we?
Got to get you back on that surfboard.
Oh God, I'm not going back there. I was, oh my God, surfing. The reason we were doing indoor surfing was to prove how good certain waterproof makeup was. Like, oh my God, what? I was battered.
That was such a fun day.
It was a fun day. I felt jumping off a building and all that. You know, we'll do anything crazy stuff. We're going to film when we do a tour of America. We're going to film that. You know, there's a lot that we've got coming, but I'm going to look forward.
Keeping up with Kirsty and Adam, won't it? You're like the new Kardashians.
Yeah.
You're all over every social media platform there is.
Yeah. And it's going to be lovely to be able to use our own products as well and to really showcase them as well.
Brilliant. So tell us about your product range, which is available via your website, kirstymeakin.com, for a plug there. Tell us about what you offer.
So we currently have nail files, electric file bits, sanding bands. We've got the disposable files and your normal files, buffers, sculpting foams, brushes. We've got an array of brushes, and that range will always develop as well. What else have we got? What else? I need to remember. Forms, yeah, forms.
All the essentials really that you need to kind of create that base.
There is some new and exciting stuff coming that we have, and I'm not going to say you can see it on this camera, but you might be able to see something that might be in the background somewhere.
Interesting. I see everyone zooming in now. It's just going to enlarge the picture.
And it's not Felicia here, as Helena has named the golden goddess here as Felicia, but I actually made this myself. So
tell the story of how you made it, because there was just no end to Kirsty's creativity here. This fascinated me. I saw this half-naked lady in the background. I thought she looks like a Felicia. Kirsty, tell me about her and what's her story?
So this is a mannequin from Laura Ashley. So Laura Ashley's, obviously they shut down through the pandemic, and I took the opportunity to buy one of those mannequins. It was 50 whole pounds, and it's rose gold and silver leaf. So if you want to know how to do that, head over to Muck and Brass are on Instagram. They have tutorials of how to do all that. So that's basically what I did.
I've got a time lapse of you doing it, actually.
Yeah, you did actually.
And there was just gold and silver leaf everywhere.
I was covered in it. Absolutely covered. The dresser we upcycled as well, and we did we put new knobs on and I painted it, you know. So we've kind of like, obviously we've done the flower wall. We didn't get somebody in to do that. We did that ourselves, you know, between me and Adam. We constructed the flower wall, so that was nice. Okay, Hayley did most of it. Hayley put it up basically, which is Adam's lovely wife. And then I added all the different flowers to sort of break it all up and everything. But yeah, so we've kind of like upcycled stuff and brought some new stuff. So yeah.
I mean, talking about your creativity, I mean, the nail world you've had covered for a while. You know how to upcycle, and you've decorated your amazing studio. And more recently, in the last couple of weeks, you've come out with something else, haven't you?
I have, yeah. I've now got my own merch / fashion line. It's something that I've wanted to do for so long. I love fashion, and you know, I've always wanted to be able to design my own clothes. I'm no good at making them myself, to be honest. I don't think I could thread a needle, to be honest, but working with a fabulous manufacturer that's in England, so everything is made in England. So we worked with him, and we designed everything, the color palette and everything. So this one's a sublimation. So this is, the fabric is actually made with all the skulls on. And when we came up with this idea, I actually got Alicia, my 15-year-old daughter, to do a Procreate version of it. So I told her what I wanted, and she did this Procreate version of it. She's like amazing at doing that. She'd make a very good graphic designer, to be honest. And then she passed that on to Vanessa, who's our graphic designer, and she made that into a digital image for the manufacturers to work from. And then the fabric then gets made, and then they obviously make the clothes. And then we've got a tie-dye range as well, so I picked the colours for that. And we've got like lots of different styles that can be worn together as well. We go from a small to a 5XL, so we've got like a really big size range. I felt like that was really important as well. But yeah, I just love it. It's like a dream come true, to be honest.
It looks awesome, and it's I mean, I would describe it, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's like very cool leisure wear that can be dressed up and down. Like you've got the tracksuits, but you've got kind of the kind of jersey dresses in there as well, and it's just pops of colour. I mean, Kirsty, you're a very colourful person. Whenever I see you, you're always wearing fabulous outfits, and your nails are, you know, featuring so many different designs and look absolutely beautiful. But how would you describe your look and your brand, your image?
So my image, I suppose, is a little bit urban. Like urban vibes, a bit skater chick. I like to play around with colour and fabrics and different shapes. I'm very short, so I always have to take that into consideration. So I want to be comfortable, so I'm always trying different things, and I don't know how, but sometimes it really works, sometimes it doesn't. And my little sister Lily, who's 17, will be like, that's not a vibe, you've gone a bit farky. So I just try to, it's just me, it's self-expression, you know, it's an extension of myself. The brand wise, everything is pink, lilac, rose gold, my absolute favorite colors, beautiful combination. I love skulls. I
ask about this.
You know, the actual logo, I hand drew the logo, so it started off as it's just a sketch, and then that's progressed into a digital image. So I did like Adam's past. I have
props manager to the side.
I have a massive collection of skulls.
So anyone knows what to get you for Christmas or your birthday, your skulls.
But skulls can be really pretty. So that's why it's got a rose around the skull as well, and it's got flowers in the eyes and stuff. So yeah, just come up with this concept that is pretty but a little bit edgy. Yeah, urban, edgy prettiness.
I describe it as a deadly Barbie princess.
Love that. Thank you, Adam.
That is very good.
Point.
Very good.
Deadly Barbie princess, brilliant. So no, that sounds great. I mean, so you've got your merch, you've got your YouTube channel, and talk us through your nail work at the moment. How much that time is that taking up now you've reopened with your courses, and are you still doing salon work? Like what's going on in the nail world, Kirsty?
I don't do any clients anymore. So I only do, I maintain models' nails if we're not, you know, in between shooting, if they need a fill, then I'll maintain that. And we'll create, like, I'll film a little bit, create a TikTok or like a reel for Instagram. So I'll still use that content. I'm busier doing this and social media than anything. You know, I don't even do the packing and picking anymore, you know. We've got staff that does that. One of them is my 70-year-old little sister. Courses. So we do the courses online. We can now take those into the classroom. So we're developing courses for that. I take time developing a set of nails that I can then deliver. And I always want to try and do something a little bit different, and sitting and playing with nails and being creative takes up the most of the time. I've been making nails for Tace, who's from RuPaul's Drag Race UK, so I've been busy making those, and they've got to be a little bit wild, so I love that. I can like really be creative. I've made some press-on nails for Stacey Solomon. She wanted some Opal nails. I've actually done 2 sets. Do you know Stacey Solomon's moved house?
Yes.
Into that beautiful house. Well, she had 2 sets of nails that she wanted for Easter. What did she do?
Send them to the old address, didn't she?
No, she lost the nails. Through moving, she was like, I'm so embarrassed, I've lost the nails, but will you make me some Opal ones? So I was like, it's fine.
Oh.
But so I've made her some Opal ones, so you may see them appear. I know she's got some yellow press-on ones at the minute to go with her clothing range that she's launched. But yes, she's got. So I've done her some Opal nails, and then they're quite simple, short. But then we've got like the ones that are for Tace, and he's my favourite drag queen. I can go to town. I really can go to town. Yeah. So that's like amazing. So yeah.
And she mentioned that obviously you're huge on social media. On Instagram alone, you've got over 200,000 followers, and you've got an amazing YouTube following already on your new channel. But for those that haven't been in the game as long and as openly on social media as you, what advice would you give to people who are a little bit affected by, say, some comments on social media? I mean, sometimes the bigger you are, you can get thousands and thousands of really lovely, amazing comments, but there'll be one that might just stick, and it will be, you know, a negative comment. They're all across the board. Any kind of video might get an odd negative comment. What's your advice for kind of dealing with those?
Well, it's not a secret that I suffer with my mental health, and I have learned that I don't massively look at the comments, do I? On YouTube. Adam does, and Adam would remove any negative comments. So I try not to look at them too much.
Do you know what you always find? It's the same people who are just being nasty all the time, but they're constantly watching the videos. And it's just, hey, if that's the way they get off, great. Let them do it. Keep watching the videos, and I'll get rid of the comments if they're nasty. Yeah. You know, I mean, if you have to be careful. Obviously, you don't want to delete tons of comments. No. So it's just the really bad ones. Not that there's ever any really horrendous ones. No.
I mean, and then if somebody does like go in for the kill, to be honest with you, the other viewers give it them back.
The Kirsty army.
Yeah, they really do. They give it them back, you know, so I don't really have to say anything. On Instagram, I read all of the comments because I handle my Instagram on my own. So I read them all. They're all generally absolutely brilliant. You will get the odd one that's, you know, being negative, but then I've come accustomed to having this thick skin. And I know that what I think is somebody's made a bad comment, they're having a bad day.
Yeah.
Or they are not like in a good place. Because if you feel like you've got to drag somebody down to make yourself feel better, then you're in a bad place. And I've been in bad places, and I know what it's like to be depressed and low. And so I kind of think of it that way, and don't take it personally. So you have to just try and not take it personally. And I know it's really hard. It really is. We did Black Lives Matters, and we had negative comments. We had a massive majority of amazing comments. But then we had, like, you know, I've got mixed race children. We had comments about that, you know, Adam's Algerian. So, you know, there was comments about Adam. There's just so it can be a dark place. I think you just have to, please don't take it to heart. Don't take it to heart, but think about the other person, the person that's actually being that keyboard warrior, is probably suffering.
Yeah.
Don't let that make you suffer.
Absolutely. Very, very wise words there. And I think it's so important to embrace the positives as well, and just look at all of the likes that you might get on them. And I'm talking to our viewers here, and all of the likes you might get on your Instagram post, or all the constructive comments and all the love that you're getting, and just kind of ignore the negativity. And that's what the block and delete buttons are for, isn't it?
What you've got to understand as well as the algorithms, so the majority of comments are just brilliant. Nobody comments on a brilliant comment, but if it's a negative comment, people will comment underneath it, or they'll like it, or thumbs down it, or whatever. So that comment then sort of gets a little bit more attention, especially on Facebook. Facebook's massive for that, because they want people to argue. So they'll put the comments at the top. When I did the Father of the Bride video, if you just put all comments on, it was literally all of the top comments were horrible.
Yeah.
But if you put new comments, every single comment was just so positive.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's the social media platforms themselves jiggle things around to get people interacting a lot. So you do have to just sort of go. I always say, if you want to have a look at the comment section, click new comments. Yeah. And it'll bring them up as they come in, and you'll get such a much better response.
Yeah, because the top comment might not actually be the top comment. Yeah,
definitely.
Top tips from Adam there. Thank you very much. And I guess this leads me on to a question that we had from one of our watchers called Gemma. How can you build your confidence as a nail professional? If say you're just starting out, or you're a bit worried about your competition down the road, what can you do to try and build up your confidence a bit more?
I think having a lot of education will build your confidence, because if you go to a class and do a course, you're going to progress. 9 times out of 10, you are going to progress through that class and come out with, you've learned a skill, and then you would have gained in confidence because you'll have seen that progression. And then you'll feel so much better in yourself. Oh, actually, I can do this. Say it's a 3D course, for instance, and you really struggled before, and then the tutors give you so many tips and really helped you. And then you're like, oh my God, I can actually do this. I do think having a lot of education will definitely increase your confidence. But not everybody is the same, and they won't be treated the same. Everybody's different. So some people are naturally confident, some people aren't. But I think if you want to become confident in your own skills, it's the skills that are going to build your confidence with clients. Because yes, I'm good at this. This works. The service works. It's great service. It's got no service breakdown, no problems with it. It's gonna boost your confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. And if anyone else has any other questions, please do pop them in the comments. We'll try and get through as many as possible before
I'm actually watching the comments here. The biggest question I keep saying is, what's happened to Faye?
Oh, Faye! Listen, Faye is still here. We're filming with Faye tomorrow. So because we've got old videos that are on at the minute, these videos that we filmed like 4 years ago, we've got brand new videos coming out, and they will feature Faye, obviously. So yes, she is, she's there with a full personality. She'll be on the YouTube channel. I can't get rid of her. I've tried. She keeps coming back.
And you wouldn't want to either. But
I wouldn't. Do you know what? We are actually really good friends. We are, like, we've had a friendship now for over 13 years. So I know she's a pain in the ass. She knows she's a pain in the ass. But it's absolutely fine. She's just very picky. Some people are like that. When I go to the hairdressers, I'm very picky. I'm probably like the Faye version at the hairdressers.
Brilliant stuff. But can you give us a bit of an insight into, we've seen your beautiful setup, but who works with you on a day-to-day basis? Where are you based? How does that work? Where do you divide your time? Give us an insight into Kirsty's world.
So if we're filming on a filming day, we film in a studio, which is in Stoke-on-Trent. We are very fortunate that my amazing friend, Andrea, who is also a model, has a property on her land that we use as a studio. So there'll be, on a filming day, there'll be myself, Adam, and the nail model. Sometimes we have a production runner, which is Lily. We drag the family in. So, and then on like a normal day-to-day, when we're not filming, I've got an office at home / nail room, and there'll be myself, there'll be Vanessa. Vanessa does a lot of PA work as well for me, and all the graphic design and that. We've also got Dan. Dan does marketing and like SEO. Is it classed as SEO?
I don't know what he does, but it works.
It works. He does stuff that we don't know how to do.
All the techie digital stuff that is just a bit there. Yeah.
So we've got like an amazing team, and then we've got like packing and picking. Vanessa even does some of that. Lily does that as well. But we've got a big property up where Adam's from, which is Hartlepool, where the majority of the bulk of stock will be, and all the deliveries will come from there and everything like that. So everything's kind of growing. So there's a good team, and a lot of it's family. And I know they say you shouldn't work with family, but it works amazing, honest.
Good. And a lot of people in the nail world work with family. I mean, a lot of the distributors and the brand owners are all family members, and you know, sometimes it does work, and a lot of the time I think it's just it's a moot point, isn't it? It's just, if it works for you, then that's fabulous. But we've had loads of comments from people watching and telling us where they're from. So you might like to know, we've got people watching from Nashville, Holland, New Zealand, Australia, Greece, South Africa.
Wow, that's amazing.
But a lot of them are asking when you're going to come and see them all. And I know obviously restrictions are making that difficult at the moment, but when restrictions are lifted, what are your plans travel-wise?
So I'm currently in talks to do a class in Portugal, but they're having to do a bit of jiggery-pokery with the dates because of the different, yes, you can travel for work, but then you've got different countries have like, or you've got to quarantine for 10 days while you're there, and then you can go and, you know, do your work. But then when you come back into England, and then you've got to quarantine again. So it's not feasible to do that. So I think it's 17th of May that they lift a ban. There's something
about that, or they're looking to,
So I will then do courses abroad. We have plans to do an American tour next summer, so that's something that's really exciting, because we have a lot of Americans that follow us, which is amazing, and I love America, to be honest. But yeah, we're going to do different courses. I have friends all over the world that want to host courses. I want to go to Australia. We want to do courses there as well. We want to do like a city tour to the sort of main cities in Australia. So yeah, we want to film it all. And you know, if you're on this course, you may just feature it on the YouTube channel. So
exactly. I was going to say that with your new YouTube channel as well, we can kind of come along on that journey with you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that would be very exciting. But just before we let you go, obviously you've got so much going on at the moment with your merchandise line, with your online courses, and you know, with everything opening up a little bit, and your YouTube channel as well, with some incredible tutorials. But Effian, I think I've pronounced that correctly, has asked, how have you branched out into other areas of nails? What advice would you give for a nail tech who wants to do something a little bit different alongside their day-to-day?
Yeah, well, I think it's about diversifying, isn't it? I kind of fell into this. There was no plan. Like, Adam knows me. I don't plan very well.
You don't plan at all.
I'm not very organized. I have in certain aspects, but that's why I have a team around me, because I'm just a creative one. But I think it was a natural progression because I found that I want, brushes, for instance. I knew that they could be better. And working alongside with a manufacturer and tweaking things to make them better for me, then would make it better, hopefully, for other people. So, I knew what a brush, an acrylic brush, say, for instance, needs to have all the good things that it needs to have. And then I'll develop that. And then hopefully it'll help other people. I'm not just going to get a brush that manufacturer sells and whack my name on it. It's not about that. It's about perfecting something and making it as best as it can be. So yeah, and then the filming and all that, I did work for Opal Nails many years ago. So
I
it was
remember I sat in the room while you were being filmed. That was a long time ago. That
was a long time ago. And then, but the main thing that kind of got my name out there was competitions.
Mm-hmm.
Helena wouldn't know who I am if I hadn't done all these competitions. And competitions push your limits, mentally and skillfully.
Mm-hmm.
Really beneficial. Get your name out there and they make you a better nail technician. So that's always something to look into as well, because that's sort of where my path went. And it didn't even start with nails. It started doing body painting competitions. So I originally did the body painting competitions, saw that they did nail competitions and thought, oh, I wonder if we can combine these together. So did fantasy competitions, but also body painted the model. So I stood out.
Yeah,
it was different. Nobody was doing that. So this has been a natural progression. So I can't say that, yes, this is a plan, this is your plan, do this. It's more authentic if it is natural. If you have a passion for education, go into education. If you have a passion for product development, you can go into that. You can even, if you think, I want to work for this brand, I want to be an educator for that brand, you can go into that,
And it's just, I think it's finding your niche, isn't it? It's finding what you're good at and what you enjoy. And you might not be the nail technician that perfects every single system. You might be that one that just does kick-ass acrylic nails and is famed for embellishments and really creative enhancements. Or you might be someone that, does perfect natural nail overlays. I think it's really important for people to just find their niche and really own that. And
definitely.
But just on the note of competitions, we're getting so many questions from people on the competition, so it would be a shame to leave them all. Some people saying they don't really know where to start. Where is the best place to start? How do you find them? And also, how do you get the confidence to take that first step and do that first one?
So you don't think to yourself, I've got to be confident before I do a competition. Doing the competition will build your confidence. It, like I say, it'll stretch you mentally and skillfully. But I would start with most categories have a beginners section. Every competition is different and every competition has a different set of rules. So you need to read thoroughly every single word of that sort of rule pamphlet. There's an expo in September in Coventry that's run by Nail Gaga. That is a great beginners category because there's not hundreds of people there from all around the world. You're going to start with those sort of professional beauty competitions, the beauty expo in Coventry competitions, and then progress on to Nail Olympia, because Nail Olympia is like a whole nother level. But there is level 1 in Nail, the Nail Olympics competitions. So you could enter those, but I would definitely start with the sort of trade show competitions first. And the other thing you can do is do online competitions, because you haven't got the emotional stress that you will have, because you'll have that, especially if it's a face-to-face live competition.
Yeah.
But if you can create that work at home in your own time and submit your entries, then it reduces the pressure, and you'll be able to get feedback from your score sheets and things like that. So if you're a bit afraid to kind of literally step into the competition circle, then you can start online.
Definitely, I would agree. And just jumping in on that point, I mean, we've got on the Scratch Magazine website a page dedicated to competitions. So people can have a look on there, and also on our events page to see what's coming up. But what I've also seen in the advent of lockdown as well, what Scratch has introduced in its pages is kind of weekly challenges. So if you're not quite ready to enter a formal competition, I'd advise doing a challenge. We have one called the Creative Challenge. And we launch it every Wednesday with a different theme, and there's not a prize involved, but it's just to give a theme and challenge yourself to create that. But then every month we have a competition called Scratch Snap. We've got one open at the moment, which is you have a chance to win a prize by creating something that a brand has put forward, a theme. Again, it's not a medal-worthy competition, but it might ease you into that first step.
Yeah, definitely.
Before you then look at things like the Scratch Stars Awards, now Olympia, trade competitions. It's good to maybe take part in those challenges while you can do that at home on social media before setting foot into the arena. So my advice jumping in would be to kind of have a look at those online kind of competitions and build confidence.
Yeah, definitely.
So loads going on. But just one more question from Dave Heffernan, who is our mental health columnist for Scratch Magazine. What was the biggest positive for you to come out of lockdown, and how did you cope throughout the last 12 months?
This is hard because I've been fortunate enough to be able to continue to work. Yes, I've had to change how I work. So, I've gone online with education, but I've still been very busy. The positive thing is it's given myself and Adam time to develop the brand, to make decisions for the future, doing our own YouTube channel. That is definitely the positive that has come out of it. There are lots of negatives when it comes to mental health. Not just my own, a lot of people that I know, a lot of people close to me that have really suffered. And I think that does need addressing and isn't addressed enough. But the most positive thing is definitely I've had some time to think about what I really want and where we're going to take this and plan for the future. Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of people have had the chance to do as well. They've really taken time out to kind of regroup, reassess, and see what they want to do moving forward, and also look at areas of their business or their self or their brand that they want to develop and improve. So it's nice to have seen a few positives, even though the industry has been hit by so much. So thank you for your honesty in that. And I could talk to you all day, Kirsty. It's always so but we'll wrap it up there, because I know you're a very busy lady. You've probably got something to upcycle or some nail videos to do.
Well, we're going to be filming nails. I've got Lillian today, my sister, my 17-year-old sister. I don't know why I have to tell everybody your age all the time, Lily. But yeah, she's ready, raring to go. We soaked her nails off last night. So yeah, I'm excited to do some nails.
Brilliant. Well, we can't wait to see them, and we'll all be heading to your YouTube channel and clicking the subscribe button. So always got to get the plug in there, but we will post that.
Subscribe, like, comments, and all that shebang. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well. Is always good to be hitting as well, don't forget that.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Kirsty. It's always a pleasure, and can't wait to see what you come up with soon. I know you gave us, well, we'll all be zooming in and seeing if there's a sneak peek of the next products in there. Kirsty Meakin.
Oh, I can't see it now.
But it's so good that you're kind of, you keep the industry so interesting and people so interested as well. So thank you for all that you do, and we can't wait to watch more videos on your YouTube channel and follow the Kirsty journey even more.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting us on here as well.
Always a pleasure. Well, take care, Kirsty.
I'd drag Adam on, but he won't, you know, he's just the voice, isn't he? He's just the voice. There he is, there's Adam, cameraman.
Bye to Adam and bye to Kirsty, and thank you both so much.
Thank you, Helena.